Hallmark's 1999's Christmas Carol with Patrick Stewart and directed by David Hugh Jones. I love the cinematography with Ian Wilson, especially during the breakup scene when they go behind Belle and young Ebenezer and zoom in on old Ebenezer. And so it stars Patrick Stewart as Scrooge, Richard E. Grant as Cratchit, Dominic West as Fred, and Desmond Barrett as the present ghost, and Joel Grey as past. It was a good Hallmark movie for the 90s, and because they were good in the 90s and early 2000s. I mean, to me, better casting could have been made better with Patrick Stewart and Desmond Barrett. I mean, and Tiny Tim possibly. I mean, Tiny Tim didn't look sick. I mean, one of the brothers looked better as Tiny Tim. I mean, I don't remember. But I mean, it just could have been better. Because with Patrick Stewart, almost said Scrooge, Patrick Stewart, I know it's an emotional film. It's like an emotional roller coaster for a lot of the characters, especially him. But to me, he has times where he's soft-spoken, and the next second he has these weird outbursts. It's like they couldn't find a good range. And I mean, Desmond Barrett just seemed dead inside. I'm sorry, he was just deadpan in his delivery. Usually when they introduce that character, he's filled the room with brightness. He's jolly, he's bright, he's joyful, and his colors are bright of his clothing, but here he's gray. Dull. And the set to me just seemed kind of small. I mean, I've seen better TV sets than this. It just didn't feel real at all. And the songs were too on the nose, like Good King Wenceslas and Shy. Like, do we need those songs? And Silent Night shouldn't have been here. I mean, it wasn't written for years. It wasn't written until years after Christmas Carol. And I like Joel Grey's detail of having these little palm hands when he's going around with Scrooge. This is a fun little detail. And when the conversation about being dead as a doornail wasn't really needed. I mean, it wasn't that funny. It wasn't really needed. I mean, I know we're trying to get this show on the road, but still, I mean, it could have been a better conversation. And when Scrooge sees Marley again after 7 years, he doesn't look scared. He just looks like he's sick. It's funny. There's two mistakes. When after Marley leaves Scrooge shuts the shutters, but not the window. But that next morning he opens the window. And the other one was when they go to the Cratchit's house in the present. They both, Scrooge and present go sit down, but like the next shot is them standing. It's like, would have been interesting if they just sat for a long time. Love whenever they go back to the past, he's just yelling at himself to do things. In any version, like yelling at himself like a movie. Just do something, man. Just do something. And for some reason, my favorite scene in any version is the breakup. But I just wish in this version she had said her idol's lines like, an idol has replaced me, but instead they don't do that here. They just say, she just tells him, you've changed, we need to end this. And for some reason in this version, all the visits, past, present, and future, to different places just seem brief, very brief. And usually they feel a bit longer. I mean, I don't know. And I mean, when Scrooge asked about Tiny Tim and got his answer if he lived or not, he just kind of crossed his arms like, It's too bad. Like, he could have had a better response to that. And why does the future spirit have a normal hand? He has little beady, shiny eyes, but he has a normal hand. I like that in George C. Scott's 1984 version, it's a bony hand. It's very bony. But usually there's better transitions, but there were, after, once it got to the future spirit, there was these weird circle transitions. And, I mean, at the end, it was kind of weird when he got back to his own bedroom. It's like this really weird laugh. Like, I know he hasn't laughed in a while, that's what they're trying to say, but it's like a cross between having a heart attack and choking. And, I love the little detail they add when he goes to church for the first time in years. He just, like, doesn't know what to do, and he realizes, oh, I need to take my hat off. And then he goes to Cratchit's and Fred's. I'm sorry, he doesn't go to Cratchit's, he goes to Fred's. And, it's a good ending overall. But I don't really understand in most versions at the end, Fred or somebody is always narrating. It's always at the end. I never understood that.